How you doing, guys? I just wanted to give you guys a quick update of how my hair is doing. Apologies for not being able to make more videos as I promised, but it's just life and time, it all gets in the way. So, but here is a snippet of what my hair currently looks like. As you can see, my temple has actually filled in, my right temple. My left temple usually, it gives me a little bit of a problem, but you can see a little bit of filling in there. Now, what I've been doing basically is, in my last 3 videos, I showed you that I grew my hair back using a massage technique that's discussed in the description below, and that I was using onion as well. However, I stopped using the onion because it presented such a hassle to prepare the concoction. If you go back to my old videos, you can see that I would blend the onion, I would blend it with garlic, I would blend it with all sorts of other assortments of different types of items, products that I felt would actually give life and give nourishment over to my hair. But it just took too long, and also the smell factor. The smell factor it was unbearable. As I was doing it almost on a daily basis. So basically the smell just got horrendous. I couldn't take it. I did it for about 6 months, 7 months, and then I let it go. Unfortunately, I did get some shed. My hair did shed back to its normal state. You can go back to the original videos, and you will see that I was almost bald. Now, what I'm doing is I'm still doing the massages. To get the massages, you need to go to my website, hairgenesis.com, and click, check and see Rob's videos. Rob is the one that showed me basically how to do the massages. I'm in one of his before and after pictures in the presentation. So I do massages, and I've been using 3 medications that I will show you guys in the next videos to come. Basically, I am using minoxidil, 5% minoxidil, but I'm also using 2 other products that have been working very effectively. As you can see, the hair is nice and full. The only thing is just the temples that need to fill in more. The right one is filling in nicely. And if anybody's actually ever used a minoxidil before, you know that it's a very temperamental drug. The doctors that prescribe it, you can get it over the counter. But the doctors that originally prescribed it in the form of Rogaine and other brands would only tell you that it works only in the back. And the reason being that it only works in the back is because most people, sorry, I keep taking it out of frame. Most people, they don't know about the massages. So I will be explaining in further videos how these, well, I'm not going to show you exactly how the massages work because you need to go to the website and check it out for yourself. But I will be giving some tidbits on why the massages work and why it's, for example, why the minoxidil has been so effective for me in the front. You see, I've been using minoxidil, but I've been using 2 other concoctions as well, which I don't have at the moment. But in the next few videos, I will be presenting the other few medications that I've been taking. The hair actually, once I started on the concoctions, the hair took about, I want to say about 6 months to grow back out. 6 to 8 months. Right now I'm keeping it a little long with a little bit of a fade on the sides, as you can see. Yeah, see my hair it's nice and thick. I mean, it's not as thick as it was when I was a freaking teenager, but it is, you know, and this is as best as it's gonna get without getting a transplant. I mean, I would have to get a transplant to fill in some of these little gaps here, you know, where the hair looks nice, where the hair looks a little thin. But for the most part, you know, it's doing its job. Unfortunately, if I stop, picking up my brush here, if I stop using the cocktail that I'm on, which is the minoxidil, one of the other products, it's called RU85 something, I can't remember what it is, but like I said, I will be presenting it in the next few videos. I do use it every day. What I do is I'll mix the concoction together, all three cocktails, all three different medications. I'll put them on and I'll leave it on 24 hours. I'll just throw a cap on. Today was the only day, like I took a shower, washed my hair out, washed all the gunk out of the hair, so I can show the video. Sorry, I keep taking you out of focus. So I can show you the video and you know, just comb it out. There is no product in here right now. It's just my normal natural oils. As you can see, before, if you look at my other videos, prior videos, you will see that I had these temples were basically not filled in. This one is like nicely filling in. This is as best as it's gonna get. I doubt, again, without getting a transplant, that these hairs will thicken up more than that. If they do, great. You know, they do great, but you know, I'm not holding my breath. Same thing with this one. This one's probably as best as it's gonna do. Sorry for the out of focus. Next time I'll be using my tripod. This is just a quick video to just update you guys. I'm gonna be doing more videos and you know, try to answer your questions. I know you guys, some of you guys have left some questions. I just haven't had a chance to, you know, get to them. Again, I've just been really, really busy. The onion concoction, if any of you guys are doing it, it works really great. You know, the problem is it's just the smell and the time that it takes to do it. The smell, like, it just got so bad that even people around me were asking me what the hell the smell was. And it was just, it was a protocol I just couldn't keep. You know, I couldn't keep it. I couldn't keep it going. It was just too time consuming. The byproducts of it, you know, the smell, it left my hair with a little bit of a texture that I didn't really like. The hair did grow out. It actually grew out to this point. Probably not as good as it does, not as good as it looks now, but I had a good amount of coverage. I mean, if you go back to my old videos and you look at the very first one where I show you, you know, the pictures of my stages of balding, you will see that at one point I was not completely bald, but I had patches. You know, I basically just, you know, I had, at one point I had no hair coverage, like in this area right here, and my temples for sure. Remember I told you guys that 20 years ago, or at least 25 years ago, in 2000, I had gotten a hair transplant. But the problem was that the surgeon that did the hair transplant never told me that the hair transplants they're very durable. However, in time, a hair transplant will also succumb to the forces that, you know, are deteriorating the hair in most men, which is the male pattern baldness. Whatever it is that miniaturizes the follicles also happens to transplanted hair as well. It's just not as fast. It does happen because I I had 5,000 grafts done back in 2000, the year 2000. It was like literally like a month or two prior to 9/11. It was 2000, 2001, something like that. So 9/11 was in 2001. That was September. I think I had them done like in August, something like that. Yeah, because I remember 2 months later the event happened. Anyway, so I got it done. The surgeon, all he did was just do the transplants right around here, just basically the front hairline and it's just maybe a little bit of some portions here. It was you think 5,000 grafts is a lot, and then again, 25 years ago the technology is not the same as the type of procedures and techniques that they have today. I haven't had a hair transplant at all since that point. Again, my hair transplant was 25 years ago, and I was starting to see, back before I started all this protocol, I was starting to see the transplants begin to miniaturize as well. They were not as vibrant. The hair was not as vibrant. It was actually thinning as well. I was beginning to think that, that I was going to lose the transplants as well. Because at one point I had lost so much hair at the top of my head, that I thought that the only coverage really that I had was just the little few sparse transplants that I had around here. That's it. Because the surgeon didn't even give me any transplants in the center here. He may have done a few here or there, but not enough coverage to say, not enough coverage. It was just not enough coverage. It's just enough coverage to just cover this little hairline right here. And he didn't even give me anything in the temples. Just a little bit of sparse plugs that he put in back 25 years ago, and that's it. So again, I was starting to lose those. Not necessarily lose them, but they were starting to miniaturize. They were starting to, they were losing life. They were losing life. That's all I can say. Well, as you can see, my hair is nice and thick. I keep it long in the back. I don't know if you can see that. Next time I'll have a better tripod so you guys can see what my hair looks like in the back and all that. I'm not gonna do any thrills or frills with these videos. They're just gonna be up front, give you guys information. Again, what makes the minoxidil possible in the front for me are the massages, because what happens is, if you look at and I'll have visuals for you in the next video. I just don't have time right now, but in the next video, I promise. But if you look at people like, for example, Bruce Willis, you look at the Rock, you look at Vin Diesel, people like that. Look at their head. Look at their head. If you look at their head, those guys are bald, right? Now, when you look at their head, they've got a dome. It's like they're wearing a helmet made out of flesh. Because it's a dome. It's a dome. But if you look at people that have full set of hair, if you look at people like Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Matt Damon, anybody else that has a full set of hair, you will see that these guys have a flat head, whereas the Rock, Vin Diesel, any bald guy you see, they have a shiny dome, and it's a shiny dome that basically it's like you look at it closely and it doesn't even have pores. Whereas you look at my scalp, for example. If you look at my scalp, so you see that this is not photoshopped or anything like that. If you look at my scalp, it's nice and white. You'll see pores. I'll show you close-ups later in another video as well, like I did before in my earlier videos, where I showed you one with sorry about that. Yeah, it's just difficult to hold. I do, like I said, it's not greatly filled in, but it's filled in enough for it to give me a nice illusion of it being a full head of hair. You see that my scalp is nice and white. It's nice and white. It's got pores. You see, it's got pores. It looks exactly like the side of your head. It looks like exactly like the side of your head. You see, obviously the side of my head here, the side of my this scalp right here is nice and full, because as you guys know, with all the theory that goes out there that DHT or whatever it is that actually is causing the follicles to miniaturize does not happen in this area right here. It does not happen in this area here, at least for the majority of men. I mean, there are other types of alopecia out there that will deteriorate some people's, scalp right here, for one reason or another. Some genes turn on, some genes turn off, whatever the case is, and it'll cause bald patches here on the side. But that's not male pattern baldness. Male pattern baldness is, as you guys know, it's basically just a miniaturization of the follicles. Miniaturization of the follicles on the top of the head, which is basically, there's this area of thin membrane called the galea on the top here. So what makes my growth possible is, again, I've learned to manipulate that domeness. I've learned how to get rid of that domeness that, for example, that The Rock has, that Bruce Willis has, Vin Diesel has, etc., etc. All those bald guys out there that you see with their shiny little domes, I've learned to manipulate that. Whereas where you have to get your scalp on the top of your head to feel like this. Once it feels like this, and you've gotten rid of that domeness, then the minoxidil will work for you, just like it works for me. Like, for example, if you talk to a lot of people that have been on minoxidil, they will tell you that the top of their head, the front of their head, their sides, their temples, it will not grow. It will not grow with minoxidil. But as you can see, I've been on minoxidil and I've been on 2 other concoctions. Again, I will show you pictures of those in coming videos. I will give you some links to give you ideas of where to buy them, etc., etc. I'll give you some medical advice on what kind of determines that they what kind of problems they may cause in the body, if any, or what have you. Again, I haven't had any issues with any of them. I did have a little bit of high blood pressure with minoxidil several years ago. That's why I stopped it. But I've since taken care of that as well. As you can see, my hair is in great shape. For a guy that was almost going bald, this is great. This is great. Again, I will be making more videos. I need you guys to go check out my the website on the bottom. Basically, if without those massages, without understanding what's going on and getting to the root of the problem of what's causing that miniaturization, that you could use minoxidil until you drop dead. It's not. I mean, your hair will not grow as effectively as it does with my hair, for example. You're only going to get results maybe in the back, like minoxidil. Minoxidil is for example, if you read the literature on minoxidil, it says it will tell you that it will only cure, not cure. Sorry, it's not a cure. But it will help grow only the hairs on the crown of your head, which is basically back down here, and that you should not hold any hope for the front of your hair, the front of your head. Again, I've been able to I've been able to bypass that through the massages. Again, you have to know how to basically do these massages, why they work. And there's other protocols that Rob, which is basically the guy that runs the website that I'm basically showing you guys, and I'm part of the before and after pictures as well. And I'll show you guys little clips of that, and then that way you guys can decide for yourself if this protocol works for you guys. If you guys want, especially you young guys out there. I'm 55 right now, and basically I feel like, again, like I've been given another chance at life here. I mean, most girls, you know, most girls will like just basically they have no issues with guys that are balding, as long as you like either clip it all, or you know, you just have at least a decent set of hair. And for me, clipping it all like Vin Diesel or something like that, that just was not an option for me. It just was not an option. I just don't look good with like bald hair. So again, I will be doing more of these videos in the future. Basically, just check out my website, thehairgenesis.com, in the description below, and you'll get an idea. And if you guys decide to get a membership there, it's not a very pricey membership, but it's basically a lifetime membership type of deal. And Rob goes through the mechanics of what happens to the miniaturization of the hair, but he also updates it with a regular blog that he updates with products that are out there in the market that are working, procedures that are working. Also, many times your hair issues may not even be miniaturization. It may just be you know, things where you have an accumulation of heavy metals, or you're lacking in some vitamins and minerals, or your environment, too much stress. Trust me, stress. I can't stress that enough. But stress will deteriorate your hair. It will it will actually make it shed like crazy. I've had that happen before. I've had an instance in my life where I had a lot of stress going on, and my hair just shed out like crazy. One thing I do have to tell you is that if you stop the protocol for whatever reason, whether you're doing onion, whether you're doing the medication, whether you're doing the massages or whatever, your hair will shed again, because what drives the miniaturization does not stop. So if it is DHT, then that DHT hormone will not stop unless you're taking something like finasteride or whatever. I only use topicals because I don't really like to mess with my my natural hormones. I like my testosterone the way it is. I like my DHT inside my body the way it is. I'd rather just deal with the the topicals, which they're just dealing with the follicles, which are basically right underneath the scalp anyway. One of the medications that I do take, not minoxidil, because minoxidil, the doctors, the scientists really don't know the mechanism of how it actually works. Some of them believe it's something to do with the potassium atoms that are somehow working in the follicles. I'm not too well versed in that. I will get well versed, and hopefully be able to explain it to you guys in future videos. However, the RU, the other medication that I am taking, it's a research drug. It's not approved by the FDA, but a lot of men take it. A lot of men use it, and it's obviously it's helped a lot of men. That one works by controlling the antigens in your scalp topically. So what happens is they'll actually minimize the amount of DHT that attaches to the bulb of the follicle and the other procedures. I'll put up a video on that next time. And I know this has gone on a little longer than usual, but as you can see, again, my hair is in great shape. You know, there you go. I wish my temples here would fill in also. I don't know why my left temple is not as, you know, filling in nicely as my right temple. But even when I was a kid, or actually when I started losing my hair, which was in my 20s, even then, my left temple was always more pronounced than my right temple. It's just strange, but I don't know. Maybe it's because of the way I comb my hair, the park. Strange. Maybe who knows? I don't know. Just the draw of the luck, I guess. The genetics that you get. So unless, like I said, unless I get another hair transplant there, that's probably the best it's gonna get. But you know, for the most part, I'm happy with it. I'm not gonna do a transplant. I at this point in my life, I just you know, I just feel like I could just, if I can keep this going, then you know, then I'm fine. Plus, I don't really want to do the expense on the hair transplant. I mean, I remember in 2000, that was 25 years ago. It cost me $5,000 to get $5,000 to get about, I believe it was like 5,000 grafts. So, you know, back then that was pretty pricey. So, you know, hair transplants are running pretty pricey these days too. They do have new technology out there though. They have these procedures called FUEs. Again, I haven't been keeping up with that stuff, but again, I will do some videos on that and, you know, keep you guys apprised. See if you guys want to do some hair transplants in the future. But this will primarily not be a channel for hair transplants because I did get a hair transplant like I told you guys, but I do not plan on getting a future transplant. So again, so I will, you know, not be commenting too much on that here or there. Again, check out the hair. It's in great condition. I know you guys asked for an update a few years ago. I just haven't had a chance. Actually, I stopped the onion, which is, those videos were done, I believe, like in 19. I stopped the onion like in 20 because I just couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't stop the smell. I couldn't take the smell. So unfortunately at the time, I didn't know that I was gonna get a hair shed. I believed that my hair would just, like, you know, the onion helped it, it would continue to grow, and you know, that was that. You know, I did continue to do the massages for sure. That was like a constant thing. It's like brushing my teeth. However, the massages are not enough. You need the massages and you need some sort of topical. Whether it's the onion or the medication that I'm taking, you do need both. Unless you're gonna get a hair transplant, in which case, either way, even if you do get a hair transplant, most doctors recommend that you go on Propecia, finasteride. They really don't know about RU or the third medication that I take, or they actually tell you to go on minoxidil. So they're telling you to, you know, intake finasteride or Propecia, and now currently they actually have finasteride for topical usage as well. I don't use it. I haven't tried it. I don't know what side effects you may get, but again, I just don't use that. I'm using 3 different medications. I'm using the minoxidil, I'm using this thing called RU, and then there's a third product that I'm using. I can't remember the name, but I'll have that third product for you on the next video with links below on how to get it. Again, I use all 3 in combination every day, and they've been working wonders for me. I've been basically on those medications for about 2 years. So going back to my story, so I stopped in 2020. About third of the way 2020, maybe midway of the 2020. I don't think I lasted more than midway 2020. So about a third or a quarter way through 2020, I stopped the protocol for the onion. I did the videos in 19, like I was telling you guys. Stopped it in 20. Thought my hair would continue to grow out, you know, with no issues. I thought the massages would be enough. Sure enough, I had a major shed. I mean, it was a major shed. It was a major disappointment. My hair was like back to that baldness. So again, if you guys go on any protocol, whether it's onion, whether it's the medication and the massages, you got to do the massages. These topicals will not work unless you get your scalp right. Your scalp has to be in a condition. It's kind of like tilling the ground. When you till the ground and you're ready to plant seeds, then, you know, the ground is ready to grab these seeds and give them nourishment with water, minerals, vitamins, and what have you, to make them grow out into plants, fruits, trees, whatever. So same thing with your scalp. Your scalp, when it gets into a condition like Vin Diesel's or The Rock or Bruce Willis's, when you get that dome condition, and you may not be able to see the dome condition now because you may have some hair on your head, but it's developing. It's developing. And so in the future, as you get older, once your hair starts to continually fall out even more and more and more, you will see what I'm talking about. You will actually see that dome. So what you want to do, you want to get your head, you want to get that scalp, you want to get that scalp to look like George Clooney's, like Matt Damon's, like Brad Pitt, etc., etc. All those guys that have full set of hairs, look at their heads. If you look at their scalps, they're white. The scalps are white. They have pores. The scalp feels malleable. You know what I'm saying? So that is a primary condition that is necessary in order for the topicals to work effectively. I'm also using the Derma Roller, which I presented in one of my earlier videos as well. It's in that onion video where basically I use the little spool with the wheel with the needles. That works just as great. Again, everything, all the technology or the philosophy behind of why the massages work is all in Rob's website. It's all in the literature. So I need you guys to stop there. Stop now. Check out his website. Again, I'm in one of the before and after pictures. I'm actually one of his one of his guinea pigs, I guess, in the beginning. He started this website back about 4 or 5 years ago, which is when basically I heard about it, and I started doing it. If it wasn't for Rob and doing those massages, I would not be sporting this type of hair right now, for sure. I would not be sporting it. You see, and it's all my hair, and it's not just like, it's not a comb over or anything. It's not a comb over or anything. It's actually hair. Like I said, it's not entirely, I don't have full coverage, but it's enough to where, I'm happy with it. I'm a 55-year-old man, and you fellas, you young guys out there that are in your 20s, your 30s, and you're losing hair right now, wow. You guys will, if you guys can get your scalp under control, if you guys can get that thickness of what's occurring in your scalp right now, if you can get it under control, your hair, you might not even need medication. You might not even need minoxidil or anything. Just the massages alone may stimulate your hair enough to get it growing again. You see? See? Yeah, I mean, I was completely almost getting, becoming bald, except for the few little sparse grafts that I had from the hair transplant. That again, those were even beginning to miniaturize. So again, you guys, get the massage book, right? It's in the website below. Learn how to do it. I will be giving you further instructions on the on the three basic medications that I use. One is minoxidil, one's RU, and the other one is from DSL Laboratories, I believe it is. And I use all three of them. They're working effectively for me. But again, without the massages, this stuff wouldn't have been effective at all. I probably would have been able to use. I probably would have used onion until I just like dropped from the smell. But without the massages, I wouldn't have gotten the effects, the coverage that I did in the videos that I showed you, which was in 2019, I believe. So again, I'm happy with my coverage. I'm happy with the hair that I have right now. I've been able to actually keep it for over a year and a half, 2 years maybe now. Again, I keep it on. I don't have any product on at the moment, but I usually keep it on about 24 hours. I just wear a cap. I have the luxury of being able to work, or the place where I work at, I am allowed to use a cap, so I have no issues wearing the product all day long, and then I'll just cover it up with a hat, with a cap. And the reason being is because this stuff is just basic. The stuff basically just goes on the way it goes on. It's just I just like cover my hair with it, my scalp with it, and so it's just difficult to try to get a decent hairdo with it. So I don't even bother. And what I'll do is I'll just I know it's a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. What you guys can do is maybe wear it at night, the product, and then wash it off in the day, in the morning, and then put on maybe just a little bit in the mornings, just enough to give you some coverage, and then just do your hairdo, do your style, whatever. If it works for you, works for you. Again, if you guys have any questions, I'll try to answer them. I know you guys left some questions before, but again, I just didn't have the time. I'll try to make some time this time around with these new batch of videos. And sayonara, man. Be talking to you guys later. Take care. Bye.